Hi, this is Jana. Welcome to our holiday kitchen. It's fall, it's almost Thanksgiving, so we're starting our fall and winter series of recipes for the holidays. And so I am making some delicious pumpkin bars. This was my mom's recipe. So 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar, just a little bit there. And so then we've got, there's a lot of ingredients here. A teaspoon of salt, and we've got a teaspoon of baking soda. We have 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. We have a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And now we're going to take our dry ingredients and we're going to mix them all together. It's kind of like sifting when you've got a little, this does not require a mixer. No mixer required. These are the most moist, delicious. They last as long as they possibly can because everybody goes back. You say, oh, I just want a small piece. Oh, guess what? You'll be back and getting one more small piece and one more small piece. And then soon you are going to be, okay, you're going to be out of them. So these are all things you normally have in your house. So now we've got 4 eggs. We have 1 can. This is pure pumpkin puree. It's the thick stuff. It's not the pumpkin pie mix because that's already got other ingredients in it and it's liquidy. You want the packed pumpkin. We used to call it, but now they call it puree, but we used to call it packed pumpkin. Did you know that pumpkin, this commercial pumpkin, isn't really pumpkin? It's really a certain squash that they use. I didn't know that for a long time. I thought it was pumpkin. Okay, and then we have 1 cup of vegetable oil or the vegetable or your choice. I was a little bit short because I'm trying not to use vegetable oil anymore, and I just added a little bit of room temperature softened butter to make that difference up in my oil. And so now we just use a spoon or whatever, because this is perfect for people who don't have a lot of cooking equipment to be able to make. So if somebody says, hey, would you like to come for Thanksgiving? And you say, what can I bring? Thank you for the invitation. And they'll say, well, bring whatever you want. And you know you don't have a lot of skill or you don't have a lot of equipment. This is perfect because this is just literally a stir together. And the ingredients, even if you don't have baking powder or baking soda, just go to the dollar store and you can buy all these things. Well, those lumps in there are the butter that wasn't quite melted, but I don't want it melted. And so it'll all be just fine. And get it nice and stirred together. Just make sure all your ingredients are mixed together. So if you go to the dollar store, pick up a whisk. Make sure you have a big enough bowl. It doesn't have to be a glass bowl, any size bowl that can handle this many ingredients. If you don't use sugar very often, you can buy one of those coffee sugars. You know, it's about 2 cups. And 2 cups of flour, just a small bag of all-purpose flour. You can get all of these things at the dollar store. And then you can go to the cinnamon and pumpkin pie spice. They normally carry this time of year at that store. So easy peasy. And set your oven to 350 degrees. Here you go, Erin Elizabeth.
Or you can check out her Amazon storefront.
Or you can check out my Amazon store.
I'll put the link in the description bar below.
Thank you. And I made a little bit of a mess here on the counter. So now I'm going to, I just made a bigger mess, didn't I, Erin? I don't like my pans to get messy on the bottom because it's hard to get them clean. So I've got I call it a jelly roll size pan that I have sprayed. Sorry about that, my arm.
A little bit.
I'm sorry. It's hard to do without my arm. And these bake really fast, like 25 minutes. And since it's going to be thin, they don't take very long to cool. And then we're going to make a cream cheese frosting. So now I'm going to spread this through this pan. With all that baking powder and baking soda, these rise up beautifully. I bought this pan at Walmart for $10. Just a jelly roll size. And look how many portions that's going to make. This is great to take to work if your job allows you to bring homemade food. Just make sure your cat's not on the counter.
Why do they call it a jelly roll pan?
Why do they call it a jelly roll pan? Because recipes for making a jelly roll, it's a cake, and then you cool it until part way, and then you put a towel over it and take it out onto the towel, and then you roll it up and leave the cake to cool in the towel. That's how you do a jelly roll pan, and this is the size for most of the recipes. So I'm going to pop this in a 350 oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. Don't overbake it. We'll be back. Hi, this is Jana, and we are back. If you hear the football in the background, that's because it's Saturday night. I have 1.5 sticks of room temperature butter, very soft, okay? I have 3 cups of confectioner's sugar here. I'm going to sift it out. And as soon as we get this sifted out, we'll be right back. Okay, it's humid today. I was having trouble getting it through my strainer sifter. And so I just got out my handy dandy and just started to sift it through. See how it is before and after? So just be patient. Weather makes a big difference when it comes to cooking and baking. And so some people call it, see, there's those little things there. We don't need those. They're just hard little nuggets. And look how nice and soft. It looks like fresh fallen snow. Looks like fresh fallen snow. It's so fluffy. And then I have 3 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of milk. Just like that. And that can be adjusted once again due to weather or your sugar. So we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you know me, I always talk about the powdered vanilla. I just think it adds just that extra richness of vanilla flavor. And so I'm going to sift that. It's got some little humidity chunks in it too. I'm not going to waste that. That's good stuff. There. That is not necessary. Just a little bit will do ya. And so just powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, some people call it, vanilla extract, and vanilla. These are delicious, rich bars. Now, I'm going to warn you that when you are mixing powdered sugar, see, ta-da! It is powdery. So you can use a pan lid or something until it gets mixed, then we can pick it up. But until all that liquid is incorporated into the cheese and the butter and into that sugar. See, it's starting to come together. But these are just little helpful things to help prevent you from having to dust your chandeliers. Erin reminded me of something she wanted to share about the mixer that I taught her.
She taught me when I first got my first apartment when I was living in Kansas City that when using a hand mixer that she's using, to unplug it before you put the beaters on, because if not, you could blend the snot out of your fingers. So, just an FYI.
And I will tell you that when I was a child, one of my mom's acquaintances from church was a mom of, I think, 3 girls. and she put the beaters in while it was plugged in, and she broke her fingers. It got all twisted in there because she accidentally hit on when she was putting them in, and she tore the heck out of her fingers. I don't know if her fingers were ever right again. Tendons and everything. She was wearing all kinds of funky stuff. See, it is messy, but it cleans up.
Keeping it real.
Oh, but it's so delicious. Look I didn't add anything else. It looked like it was going to be too dry, and you'd be tempted to add more milk. No, 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 no. As long as you've measured correctly. But like I said, it makes a difference in brands of cheese and brands of powdered confectioner sugar and everything. It's that easy. Okay, so I'm going to scrape down my bowl. I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and wait for my bars to completely cool down, and we will be back and we're going to frost them. Our pumpkin bars are done and they are cool. It doesn't take very long, but don't put the cream cheese frosting on until they are all the way cool. When you touch the bottom of the pan, it should be cool to the touch. And so now I'm putting on and dividing our cream cheese frosting evenly down the center, and then we can zoom out from there for spreading it. Super easy. Such a delicious frosting. I always save just a little bit off to the side in case I need to fill a gap. And then I've got my spreading knife, and I just go through and spread. Don't be afraid to move your pan. Right hand, left hand. Erin, tell me if my big old arm gets in the way.
You're good at the moment.
I'm right-handed, and that gets to be a problem. I start moving my arm all around in front of the camera. We're going to try and get this on every piece. If not, I'll have to cut a piece out and eat it myself, I guess, if it doesn't have any frosting on it. This normally works out perfectly. I like to have a nice amount of frosting, but I am not a frosting person. My husband is a frosting person. He will take everybody's frosting if they don't want it. I don't know what that's called, but he sure has that, whatever that is. I think it's genetic. Some people like it, some people love it, and he loves it. And don't try and go light on his birthday cake. What did we have last year? We had hula pie, didn't we, out in Hawaii for celebrating his big birthday.
Mm-hmm. It was like an ice cream cake.
So good.
With like not pistachios, cashews.
Macadamia.
Yeah, macadamia nut and some chocolate. It was amazing.
Vanilla ice cream, and it was homemade right there on the island. Oh my gosh.
I think we got a picture of it. We'll post it.
Maybe we'll try and make one. Mile high hula pie. Maybe we should just go back there and get a piece and show it to them.
Hey, that works too.
Trust me, it's worth going all the way to Hawaii to get some hula pie.
It's like their go-to birthday cake there.
Yeah. It's very, very delicious with the homemade ice cream is a to boot. So there we go. And so I always just try and go through and make a pattern that is similar. And that is how you make easy to peasy pumpkin bars. And that's my mom's recipe, so kudos goes to her. And it makes, I would cut these in 1, 2, 3, 4 this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it makes 24 servings or 3 for me. So thank you for stopping by my kitchen. And by the way, these are good year round, not just, everybody loves pumpkin spice. These are perfect even at the end of summer. So we just love them. Thank you for stopping by my kitchen.